Hello everyone, I'm going to chat today about rest and receive and this message that is my mantra and also my practice. I would like to start this live whenever I'm speaking by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm presenting from today. I acknowledge the elders past, present and emerging. I am on the Yugambeh country in the Gold Coast. Hello, we have some lovely people joining us. So today it is me. Sometimes I have a guest live, but today it's me, and I have come outside to do this live. I was going to do it with my phone holder, but I'm very fortunate to have this beautiful backdrop where I live. I will be down there at 1:30 today. It's in the calendar. I have in the calendar pool time because sometimes even rest needs to be scheduled, and I'm just getting a message loud and clear at the moment that I need more rest. I honestly have felt a tad overwhelmed, and despite the fact that I've been doing lots of travel lately, travel and going and doing wonderful things and going to wonderful places also takes energy. And I was away for work, and I do continue to run a business, even sometimes when I am away, well, always when I'm away. So actually factoring in rest time doesn't always happen. So I just wanted to share a little reflection from my time in Tasmania and a conversation that I had yesterday with the amazing Yemi Pen. And just actually sort of a few messages that have been coming up this year. So where did rest and receive come from? Last year, I was speaking to a gorgeous colleague and friend, Liz Ellis, and we had done a coach swap. And so it was my turn to have coaching, and I felt so overwhelmed that night. And I wasn't wasn't sure if I even wanted to, I don't know, I didn't know what I needed. And I spoke to her and I said, all this is happening and da-da-da-da, and I'm overwhelmed and this and that. And she actually said, I think you just need to rest. I think you just need to go to bed. And it sounds so counterintuitive when you feel like you have to do all the things and all the things are mounting. But it was, I couldn't fight it and I couldn't ignore it. And sometimes I say yes, and then I would go and do another 500 things. Because it was just one more thing, right? One more thing, just one more thing. And then 2 hours later, you're still there. And then it eats into your sleep, and then it affects the whole next day, and so on and so forth. So I actually did listen, and I said, okay, I'll just go to bed, I guess. I must acknowledge as well that I have a 15-month-old son, so sometimes rest isn't always as easy as it may seem. It's not always at my, I guess, choice of when I get to rest and how I get to rest. So maximizing the time to go to bed is best. So I did that. And incredibly, in the morning, I woke up to 3 opportunities in my email. 3 opportunities, including one client wanting to speak to me, a potential new client, a speaking opportunity, and another opportunity saying, I want you to come and present in my program. And I couldn't believe it overnight that it happened. And it was like that universe saying, yes, you need to rest, and then you can receive things. But if you don't rest, you cannot receive. And I'm not the best at receiving. I'm a giver. I give a lot. I give to my clients, I give to my family, I give to my friends, I give very generously and openly. And then, in order, then I have to be, though, open to receiving as well. And sometimes not as willing to do that. So receiving help, receiving support, receiving gifts, receiving income, all of that. And I think when I'm not resting as well, I push back even further. So I want to stand in this lovely sunny spot, but it's also too sunny. Here you go. I'm going to sit off my egg chair and sit. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So yeah, and then I went to Tasmania, and it was wonderful and amazing. And I had these wonderful speakers, and if you're on my newsletter, you would have seen my little summary, and I will share some more of those wonderful quotes from the speakers and more reflections. So that was at Movers and Breakers in Tasmania. But while I was there, there was some messages that came up. One that really stood out to me was like Claire Bowditch was talking about anxiety and having this inner voice and often the inner critic, the voice is often us, and she has a phrase for it, which is F off Frank, but telling that inner voice to go away. So that was one thing. Then in Kemi Neck the Pills session, we talked about our personal power. And again, one of the things that came up was like, what's the voice say to you? Your inner voice, what's it tell you? So I reflected on that, and we did a bit of work through that. Okay. And then Yemi spoke on the final day, and she was the final speaker, and she talked about bending your reality and how powerful our thoughts are. Like, thoughts become our actions, but there's a bridge in between. And you bend your reality. So, the reality is right now I'm sitting here, but if I want, I could change that reality and I could go sit inside. And it's like, if you've thought something, it's already happened. So if you're thinking something for the future, it's already happened. So that stood out to me too. But often, it's like the thought of, oh, I could do that. I could do this amazing thing. I could write this book. I'm going to write this book. I'm going to be on the stage. I'm going to grow this beautiful program and have 50 wonderful members in my program. But then the voice comes and goes, but how? And who are you two and why? And I say all of this because I think people think that I show up a lot, and that maybe this is all just easy for me, but this is all a practice as well. And that, I have to consistently show up and I have to consistently work on this stuff as well. So anywho, that was there. And it was like, okay. And then they actually had a card, a psychic that night, and the message I got was to let go. And that my path might not look the same way. And so I'm a bit woo-woo. I like all this stuff. Believe in manifesting. And anyway, the message keeps coming. And I just keep pushing it away. So then the next day we went, on the Monday, we went to Mount Wellington, which is beautiful. Kunanyi is the, so that Kunanyi, I'll have to look that up. Terrible. Hi, Stace. Look that up. The Mount Wellington's beautiful, beautiful place. And driving up, there's the top lookout, but there's a spot on the way up, and we just pulled over the car and said, let's just go look at this view. And my son was asleep in the car, and my husband and I got out, and we were looking at this amazing view, and I felt so calm. I love mountains. I love the elevation. I love the altitude, literally. And they say, change your attitude, change your altitude. It just felt so calm up there. I felt so grounded, and I felt really connected to the land, and I really could feel the presence of the traditional landowners. And there's an ancient history here. There's stories in this land. And I looked out over the view, and I thought, we're meant to be here. And then I just had this rush over me, my whole body rush, and I got tears filled my eyes, and I turned to my husband and I said, I need to tell you something. I don't even know if I can tell you. I just feel so, I have to say something to you. And he turned to me and, what? I said, we're meant to be here. We're meant to, I think Tasmania is in our future. Yeah, I'm here to announce that I'm moving to Tasmania. No, not right now, but I just, from having this path and having this direction and thinking that our future is here, and it is in some way in the Gold Coast, but then all of a sudden this one moment, and I could completely change paths, that my reality could completely change, and it felt really good and really right. And literally went on realestate.com.au a few moments later, and we found the home that we've been sort of picturing, but in Tasmania. It's not going to happen right now, but it's, but it can, and it was the possibility, and it was the openness, and I loved that. So anyway, what do? I come home and I do and do all the things, and that beautiful feeling can just slip away. And the message that I've been having from last year, and I've even named my retreat Rest and Receive, because I believe in this practice so much. Yes. Oh, you're in Tasmania right now, Stace. Of course, it is phenomenal. There is a real beautiful connection to the earth there. But yeah, I keep forgetting this, and I give and I give and I give, and my kinesiologist gave me this beautiful give from the overflow. And one of my lovely friends, Fiona, the other day, Fiona Briffa, who I've had on here, and I will have on the podcast, and she's the No Ordinary Woman, runs a show called No Ordinary Woman, and she is no ordinary woman. And she said to me the other day, give from the overflow. You need to rest. You need to fill your cup. You need to, it's just not pour from an empty cup. Don't pour from an empty cup. No, don't let it get so empty. Don't let it even, just fill it up so much and make sure that you're okay, because then you can give, and you only give from what is left over, as long as you're okay first. And I know that I get a little bit, and then I get a bit of energy back, and then I give it. I don't really restore. And so this was such a beautiful reminder. Give from the overflow. Rest and receive. Thank you, darling. Take care, Stace. Yes, please, this is important. Rest in every day, incorporate it. And as I said, I'm going to go down to the pool later. But then I started to feel overwhelmed again. And then I actually had a call with Yemi Payne yesterday. I wanted to talk to her and was explaining something that I was feeling and saying what was going on, and maybe I need to do this and maybe I need to do that, and I just need someone to help me. And literally, so she started to speak, and she said to me, you keep looking externally, you keep looking outwards, and you keep asking other people to, and then the phone cut out. My phone, I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but when it gets too hot, it overheats and it cuts out. It just turns off and it goes, temperature too hot, you can't use the phone anymore. And I laughed out loud. I was like, literally the phone is telling me to stop. My phone is telling me to rest, to stop doing other things and stop seeking and trying to get the answer. When actually the answer is to rest and to spend some time in quiet, and spend some time breathing, and spend some time on my own, with my own wisdom and my own intuition. And I think we don't allow enough time for that. Don't allow enough time to spend with who we are, to connect to who we are, to what we want, to what is being called for us, and what the path and the direction is. We just keep trying to make it happen, when sometimes that stillness and that quiet, that moment, that can give you all the answers you need. And so I got back, I went, okay, well, the phone's died. All right, I'll just turn the radio on in the car. Don't want to listen to a podcast, do anything in the moment. I just need to, just whatever. So just turn the radio on, and the song came on. I kid you not. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So I got back on the phone once the phone started up again, and I got on the phone to Yemi, and I said, this just happened. So I have seen the sign. I hear you, universe. I am listening. I promise. I commit to resting some more. And as of next week, I'm going away for 3 weeks, and I will be checking in, and I will be saying hello. You will see things from me, but I promise I will be having time off, and I'll be spending that with my family, and I will be having that space because I know I need it. And I hope that you can have some space for you too. Rest and receive is not just a mantra. It's becoming my mission. And so I wanted to share those insights with you. Lynn, I'm coming. I'll talk to you very soon. All right. Thank you. Bye.